I believe this was published in 2007, okay? Iron depletion by phlebotomy improves insulin resistance in patients with NAFLD, which is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and hyperferritinemia. So what this study found is every 15 days, they had individuals who had, ultrasound, diagnosed fatty liver disease. They donated 350 milliliters of blood, and they noticed obviously changes, improvements in ferritin and hemoglobin. But what was sort of unexpected was changes in liver enzymes and markers of insulin sensitivity. So there's a few tables here. I don't want to go into all of the details, but let me just sort of share with you the improvements. And I think what we don't recognize, I think, as a community is the importance of liver as a factor improving metabolic health. Your liver is the organ that is regulating glucose metabolism, glycogen resynthesis. And I mean, your liver is so important for overall metabolic health. And it also happens to be the organ where if you have elevated levels of iron, that gets stored and damages your liver. So it's hard to have good blood sugar control and dynamics if your liver's loaded with iron. And so that's where phlebotomy and donating blood, if we just pause here and think about, it's good for you, but it's also good for someone else who has surgery or they're in a traumatic event where they get shot and they're in a car accident or something like that. You could help save their life because there is a shortage. So they go on to say that because the degree of hepatic insulin resistance and hyperinsulinemia is associated with cardiovascular damage and liver disease, these results suggested iron depletion by phlebotomy could favorably influence a natural history of patients with NAFLD. Okay, NAFLD, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, very common. There's going to be a shortage of livers because people literally, their livers are being eroded. But the improvements in the HOMA-IR and various scores were quite profound here. Statistically significant in these groups. We're talking like it was like a 15-point swing in the group that was tracked that didn't donate blood over the course of the study versus a group that did. Let's talk more about heart disease and blood donation. And I'll just share with you two studies, and we don't need to break them down and look at all the nuances here. But this one, I think this was in the BMJ. I'll link it below here. The title here is Cardiovascular Risk in 159,934 frequent blood donators while addressing the healthy donor effect. So this is the problem with some of these studies is looking at, okay, what is the outcome or the upper bound benefit of donating blood with regards to reducing cardiovascular risk is you have this healthy donor effect where if you're a type of person that's going to donate blood, you're also probably the type of person that may eat good foods and may exercise. So is there confounding variables? Well, they did these Dutch scientists did some analysis here that statisticians can do to sort of control for that. And what they found is that, in fact, on the long term, over the course of years, we're talking high frequency blood donation is protective against cardiovascular disease. So we have outcome data.
DoctorsToTrust.com, world's #1 site for short, annotated nutrition videos designed to share with loved ones.